Hey everybody, I'm Brian Helverson, technical agronomist with Rea Hybrids, and the purpose of this video is to go over the new corn hybrids we have in our lineup. I'm going to touch on everything from our 90-day all the way up to our new 109-day. I'll try to keep it brief and simple, like I would at a plot tour, touch on the high points, some of the ratings, and then go over quickly some of the comments from the breeders and product managers. Without further ado, we'll get right into it. First plot we're visiting today is just west of Clear Lake. It's AgriPartners home plot again. If you've seen the bean video, this is right next to it. This corn was planted at 34,000 plants per acre. It had Resicore and Atrazine pre and only Roundup post. First observation you might notice, whether it's from the air or walking the plot, is those dark pockets of dead tissue. That's pockets of Goss's wilt. You see it walking the plot, some right on the edge. Oftentimes that's how you'll get Goss. You'll have hot spots where you'll see a lot of pressure, a lot of lesions, and you'll walk for quite a while and not see any lesions at all. A few other things you could notice in this plot. There was some slight green snap on a few numbers here and there. Again, timing and situational for the most part. A little bit of root lodging as well. Aside from that, it's really a beautiful plot location. First product I want to touch on today is 3A903. This is a brand new 90-day Smart Stacks. This is one that is going to look significantly different, especially at harvest versus the Double Pro. If you compare the ratings of the two products, a few things that stand out for the Smart Stacks that are better is the strength, green snap, health, harvest intactness, test weight, and northern corn leaf. It does give up a little bit, however, on dry down, so beware of that. Overall, here on the slide you can see solid yield performance for a 90-day. Really good green snap, test weight, and roots. It's got a strong disease profile, really highlight the Goss's wilt and anthracnose stalk rot. Good yield performance up to 220 bushels. Nice late season appearance with the open husk. That open husk help it dry down nicely. And pretty good drought tolerance from what I've seen this year. We have gotten dry in numerous locations and it seems to be holding its own, not getting much for tip back, still getting a pretty nice ear size. Also some potential for decent silage with this one. I really expect this to become a lead for the 90-day Smart Stacks option. I do want to say that we did not get the Smart Stacks tested in plots this year. We only tested the Double Pro. Going forward, we should be able to test some of the Smart Stacks and be able to see those differences between the two traits out in the field. Some other notes from the breeders. This 903 does have a new male, bringing really big yield potential. With the Smart Stacks, you do have an ASR native trait, so that helps with the improvement in anthracnose stalk rot. It comes out of the ground nice emergence, outstanding green snap. Really good to see some improvement in that. Had a couple of tough years. This is the numbers that did have some Goss in it. There was some throughout, and this aerial image from above shows that one of the hot spots, part of the hot spot was in this number. It extended out across 2-3 different numbers. You can see if we zoom in a little bit closer, you can see more of those typical lesions and see the underside, those dark spots that look dark when you look at them in the canopy. When you hold them up to the light, they look translucent or clear. That's very diagnostic of Goss. Don't always have that, but most of the time you do. Again, Goss is a bacterial disease. Fungicide doesn't help at all. Biggest thing to do there to prevent the disease is to have resistant germplasm, which we've made some really nice strides over the years, and crop rotation and controlling residue. Jumping up in maturity from there, 4B976. This is a new 97-day double pro only product. This product is bringing some really nice true top end. Breeding performance was really good from east to west. This is a product though that does need a little bit higher management. It doesn't have the best ratings against a lot of common fungal diseases. Would not recommend this product as a corn on corn. It does beat Pioneer 608 by over 8 bushels. And say what you will about Pioneer, but that's not their worst product. We really want to target this one on your medium to high yield environment ground. It does have some nice ear flex, so should be able to get away with somewhat reasonable planting populations even in those high yield environments. Nice emergence and early growth. One watch out though, the Goss's wilt is, I would say, a strong 5. So that is something you want to avoid, heavy Goss's wilt. Here you see on the next slide, huge top end. These are all notes from the breeders and the product managers. Watch that disease, keep it rotated. You do have major offense coming from both sides of the pedigrees. It is related to 965, so use that flex to your advantage. In the testing set last year, it was the most offensive hybrid in the 95-day set. That is all brands, and due to those lower fungal disease ratings, you should see a nice response to fungicide. This is one I'd say for right now. We want to try to target the I-29 corridor. I wouldn't push this one too far west unless we get more experience that proves us otherwise. This next product you're going to notice is a bit different right off the bat. It's 5T985. Now that's T as in Tango. What does that T stand for? It stands for Tricepta. So Tricepta is a new way of providing improved control on above ground insect pests. So it's built on top of the double pro technology, the 2 modes of action for above ground insects, and it adds a 3rd mode of action. It adds a Viptera protein, which helps suppress and control insects such as corn borers, armyworms, western bean cutworm, flatworm, and corn earworm. From a high point, the overview of 5T985, it is rated as east to central fit. Most of that is due to the green snap rating. So in some artificial testing, they did see some elevated levels. In some natural locations, not so much. So we are keeping a very close eye on it this first year in trials. Good late season intactness. Expect this one to look good late. Salt stalks and roots. Does have some flex, but the best yield performance has been seen at higher populations. So that does indicate a response to management and to higher populations. Overall, notes from the breeding team: it is semi-fixed, semi-flex, nice girthy ear, again healthy and intact at harvest. My recommendation with this one would be to walk with this. So let's get out there, gauge interest, see where you have some high levels of ear feeding, you have some higher levels of corn earworm, western bean cutworm. Those situations where you're getting a lot of feeding, especially where you have feeding that's followed by perhaps some molds, then this is a product that could really pay in those situations. Moving on, we have 5B994. This is a double pro 99-day. From an overview standpoint, it's more of a central and east fit. Part of that is due to the Goss's wilt being a 4.5. It's not terrible. It's rated a 5 in the book. Keep it away from heavy pressure corn on corn situations. Excellent yield performance. Very nice top end. That's the reason why we're taking it. Stability on this has been very good. 2 years of data in breeding plots. Emergence is strong. Nice to see that. Very good late season plant health. Definitely shown that in plots this year already. You walk in, it's nice and green, healthy look. Should move south into the 5-day zone quite well. One thing they would probably recommend a fungicide, you see the gray leaf spot in northern corn leaf blight is rated a 5, so it is average on those fungal diseases. If you don't have presence of those diseases, not guaranteeing a response to it. Over to my notes from the breeders and product management. Breeders say the stability on this one is top notch. It's not sensitive to nitrogen stress or heat. You see a little bit of sensitivity at times with 982. That's our lead product in this maturity now. One is showing 5 bushel advantage over 982. So definitely one to look for if you're searching for those more peak yields. Not much flex in it though. That's partially why we want to keep this more east and central. 32 to 36,000 is what the breeders recommend. Very good tip fill. That is nice to see. And it is strong on snap, on green snap. So similar to 982. Overall, in 2 years of data, it's ahead by 14 bushel, 77% win. I'm a little bit hesitant to put this on here because it is so good, but in that higher end yield environment, this looks like it's going to be a winner. 5A024, this is a new 102-day smart stacks. It is a dual purpose product, nice tonnage and good milk per acre. It's probably more of a central and eastern fit. Part of that is due to the Goss. It is rated a 5 for Goss's wilt. Very nice green snap tolerance. A nice improvement in our maturity in this group. Good late season health and intactness, and the drought stress and southern movement looks like it's going to be pretty good. Should move pretty well into the 105-day RM zone. From a high point from the breeders, it is more of a compact plant than 023. Definitely see that in plots this year. We got the two side by side. Good standability late season. Definitely an improvement, like I said, on green snap. It does respond to populations really well. So that is one thing that will limit its movement going west onto some dry land acres. You do see a 20 bushel improvement going from 33,000 to 37,000, and that was on 20 different locations. So pretty firm in that response. Breeders say at 30 to 32,000 plants per acre, you're going to be disappointed with this. So there is a necessity to keep that population a little bit higher and hit some of those top end yields. You do get more starch and quality with this one than other things in the set. Like I said, with the dual purpose option, they're going. The probably biggest watch out on this one is a Goss of 5. Next one along is 6B035. This is a double pro, 103-day. You see really nice yield performance with this one. Has a nice top end, good early, reliable stand establishment. Late season health is good too. There are better things, but it's pretty solid. Good defense on this one, including nice green snap tolerance. It is rated a 3 on green snap. I'd say the best yield performance has been noticed at higher populations because it is a semi-fixed year and expected to be above average on stress tolerance. A couple notes from the product management team. It is a new male, 105-day group. Really good top end. Semi-fixed, like I said, but this one it's all about girth. It does have medium plant stature, so pretty grower-friendly plant height. Agronomically, it's similar to 033 because remember that one was highly related to 050, which has had a long-standing run with us. But it does have better snap than 033. That was primarily why we got rid of it. We're looking at the yield data, seeing a nice yield improvement, 11.5 bushels over 033, so that is significant. One of the reasons why we're only selling this one in the double pro and not the smart stacks is because there was separation, surprisingly, on the Goss's wilt tolerance with the smart stacks version. So we feel like a 5 in this maturity just isn't going to cut it. So that is why we're selling only the double. Did respond well to pops. 35,000 seems to be the sweet spot on this one. So a little bit higher management, a little bit higher populations make this one really run. Now we have two 103 days out, brand new this year. The next one is 6B036. This one is also only a double pro. This one's going to fit a different acre though. The previous 035 is going to fit more of your top end, highly managed, higher population acre. This one is going to be more suited for your mid to lower end acre. Overall, very stable product, nice agronomics, very good Goss's wilt tolerance, strong roots and green snap. A lot of traits that help it go west, move into the dryland acre. Average for northern corn leaf blight, not generally a big problem for us, but perhaps be a candidate for fungicide application. Looks like it does move south well, so move into the 105, 110 day zone without much reservation. Good flex on this one too. That's definitely a separator from the 036 and the 035. Overall, notes from the breeders, product management. It is a mid-tier versatile product, does lack some top end. It is priced accordingly. It's priced like a tough acre product. It's medium to medium short. This is also a new male. One comment from the breeders that I did like stood out was its whole hum on yield overall, but on the low end it really excels. So I'd say let's position this one on the tougher acre where you have Goss, you need flex, and you need green snap. This one's really going to fit the bill. Somewhat reminds me of 050. From here, we're going to jump down to our Burbank, South Dakota plot location. This one was planted at 30,500 plants per acre on April 22nd. It's irrigated. Very nice looking plot overall. A few observations that I did see while walking it here late season. I am starting to see a little bit of gray leaf spot. Just a very little bit of symptoms. You see some of these small lesions. You see that they're blocky. They don't extend past the veins. This is very light symptomology, nothing at all of economic importance, just simply an observation that there is some present. Also, slightly more concerning, there is some corn earworms starting to show up. These are very small at this point, probably their first instar, but I am seeing some on some of the ear tips start to get some feeding. Aside from that, it's a nice looking plot. We'll jump right into products. 6AO64, this is a brand new 106 day. Has very nice yield performance. 3 for Goss's wilt, good stocks, solid ASR rating. Looks like it's going to be a nice fit for us in the West. There are some light concerns with root strength. It is rated a 4. We can combat this by planting at lower populations, which this product can do well. It does have some nice flex. Also a good kit for early planting. Really nice emergence and vigor, both rated a 2. One watch out for this is it does seem to have a little bit lighter test weight than we might be used to. Not a big concern. I would say it's below average. Some notes from the breeders. Good yields, top of the sets in last year's testing. It does seem to favor lower yield environments. So for us, most situations should fit a lot of different acres. Maybe be better products for that peak irrigated acre, real high fertility. Responds to all pops really well. Consistent ear size like you see in the pictures here, and also very nice health late season. Really no big watch outs with product. Should be a nice companion product for Smart Stacks 063 and perhaps fill some of the shoes of 071. Climbing up in maturity, we have 7A 094. This is a Smart Stacks 109 day product. Looking like it's going to be a nice broadacre fit. Should north well. That's good news for us. Solid Goss's wilt tolerance. It is rated a 3. Does have some nice girthy ears and some moderate flex. So should be a nice fit for us. Very good roots, solid stocks. Really nothing for watch outs on this one. Some breeder notes here. It is more of a mid-tier than 092. 092, you should expect a bit more top. We've seen that here the last couple of years. Northern boom movement's very good, like I said, and breeders say it should be more than acceptable on stress. So hopefully this is Smart Stacks. Maybe you got some dry land, corn on corn acres. Should be a nice fit for that. One observation is its harvest intactness is not great. It is rated a 5, so I'd say below average for the portfolio. It's not going to be really pretty and nice and dark and green at harvest. That wraps it up for our brand new corn hybrids. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out to myself or anyone else on the Rea Hybrids team. Thank you for your business and good luck out there.